Well, hello there, everybody. Welcome to the Saturday Night Chill. Welcome to the stream. How are we all doing this fine Saturday evening, early Sunday morning, or, whatever is happening time-wise, wherever it is that you are at this point in time? I hope it's going well. It's actually been a pretty decent week this week. It's been an interesting week when it comes to nerdiness, but it's been a pretty decent week overall. So we got some stuff to talk about tonight, yo. I do, of course, need to share my thoughts on the whole demonetization campaign. But then there's the fun part. Alex Perez from the Cosmic Circus did another Discord Q&A, so we are deep diving into that. So, grab your scuba gear, your goggles, your tanks, your flippers, your floaties if you need them, although that's kind of defeats the whole purpose of diving. But, whatever makes you comfortable. Because we are getting all up in that Q&A. For sure. But before that, you fill your cup. You light your smoke. You click the thumbs up. And the subscribe and the bell if you haven't done it. And then you lean back and you relax. Because damn it, it's Saturday night and it's time to get nerdy. What's going on, everybody? How are we doing on this Saturday night? What is happening? What's going on, David? What's up, Brooke? What's up, Prez? How is everybody? Currently looking into hotels in Japan/Tokyo. Nice. Now, is that just for? Is that for Celebration? Are you going to Star Wars Celebration? Or is that just, because you're going to fucking Japan because Japan's cool? Because, that's the only reason I would need to go to Japan is because fucking Japan's cool. Played a bit of Dead Space Remastered version. Cool. I have no idea what that game is, but it sounds fun. Sounds like it's got a bit of suspense to it. Dead Space. Oh, there it is. Dead Space. So what's been happening with everybody? Have we all had a good week? Or, well, good couple, 3 days since Wednesday at least anyway, when we were last all hanging. Ooh, I like it, this one. Oh, God. I'm getting old man neck. I'm getting a fucking waddle. Like a turkey. Look at that shit. Fucking loose-ass old man skin. Aging sucks. For any of you who have not yet really gotten into the sucky part of aging, let me warn you. I'm going to have to be redundant. It fucking sucks. It literally hurts. Like there's actual physical pain involved. Mostly from degeneration of joints and cartilage and, all that kind of fun stuff that wears out. Oh. You ever take a swig out of a straw and get like just the teeniest bit of ice cube that hits the back of your throat and you're just like, that just happened. Yeah. Yeah, David. This was mostly for like Brooke. I'm giving Brooke advance warning. I know he's young. So you going to Celebration there, Prez, or are you just going to Japan because you've decided it's time to go visit? Like, what's the dealio, bro? I want to know. Why you gonna go to Tokyo? Okay, I'll stop there. People are like 11 minutes into this motherfucker and this is all I get? Yup. That is the case. But hang out. Trust me. It gets better. But we always chill and catch up here at the beginning part of the stream. Brooks says, yeah, hopefully there's better anti-aging tech in the future. Yeah. I feel like we should be farther along than we are. Not that we're not like what we can do now would look like magic to someone from like the early days of the United States pretty much, but like I still feel like we should be farther along. Especially when it comes to like cancer. You know? Like how have we not defeated that motherfucker yet? It's 2024. What's up, Rob? Just going by yourself and do some international exploring? Well, you'll probably have more fun doing that than going to Celebration anyway. Unless that's where Kathy says her goodbye, in which case you'll probably be like, damn it! I wish I'd have seen that live. But yeah, outside of that, just doing some international exploring is really the way to go anyway. Just, you know. Yeah. Just, you know, bring me back like a Wakasashi or some shit. No, nothing major. Just the little one. Sorry, I love Japanese swords. It's just the way it is. David is exactly right. Lifting anything, yes, keep your back straight. Lift with your legs. Always lift with your legs. Not sure if the noise I just heard was human or cat. All good now, I guess. But yeah, definitely. Always lift with your legs. But even then, once you hit a certain age, it's still going to fucking hurt no matter what you do. Then it just becomes about minimizing pain rather than avoiding it. That's good, Brooke. That's good. And every time you go for a walk, play one of my old streams, because I need views and watch hours. And when you go to bed at night, same thing. Just, you know, turn your media volume all the way down. You don't have to listen. Just let it play and roll over and go to sleep. Yeah. Just do that. Do I still have that pulled up? Yes. Let me make sure that's... Do that. Cool. Cool. Yeah. You're really liking my style of thumbnails? Well, thank you, Brooke. I appreciate that. I'm glad. I need many more with that mindset. So, like, you know, spread it around. Yes. Interesting. C-Dub says, random recommendation. If you're into new takes on Greek mythology, the Netflix series Chaos is really good, spelled with a K. You know, one day when I was messing around with Netflix, I think I saw a preview for that. I don't remember if I had it unmuted. But is that live action or animated? I feel like I saw something live action and it looked like basically looked like it took Mount Olympus and turned it into like a 1980s primetime soap opera, but like more graphic. Does that have fucking Goldblum in it? Where he's like Zeus? Is that the one you're talking about? Oh yeah, Greek mythology is dope. For sure. I too love Greek mythology. I used to be a lot more well versed in it than I am now. Like, you know, most things. Okay, yep. Yeah, I saw a preview for that. I thought that looked dope. And then, of course, I promptly forgot about it. But, okay, cool. I'll have to try and re-remember that. Yeah, I thought the preview looked pretty cool. I was like, all right. Take Greek mythology and give it kind of some Game of Thrones flavor and some other shit like that. Yeah. Brooke says, speaking Greek mythology, I'm hoping to find time to play the Greek-era God of War games someday. Yeah. I've heard nothing but good things about the God of War games. What up, Griff? How you doing? How have things been with you, sir? Yes. Ooh. Welcome in, new viewers. I see the... Wait. All right, who's more right? That one or that one? Okay, that one's lying to me. But anyway. Once again, welcome to all. I'm always glad to see you here, whether you're active in the chat or just lurking. I appreciate you hanging out. That also goes if you've made it this far into the replay. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this. And, you know, please leave a like and hit the subscribe button and the bell and a comment if you're watching this on the replay. Comments are awesome as well. What's up, C-Dub? You're staycationing, eh, Griff? Nice. Now, is it a relaxing staycation or a list of tasks staycation? C-Dub. What's up, Brady? How you doing, man? Welcome in. We're still in the just chatting phase. I haven't actually started talking about anything yet. What's up, Stanleys? Welcome in from the other side of the ladder. Ah, that sucks. Welcome in from the other side of the date line, man. Or do you live west of Greenwich? Everyone is sick in your house except you, C-Dub? Damn. Like what? Is it like a cold thing? Is it like a, you know, like a flu thing? Does everyone have the trots? Like, what's happening over there? And, of course, like Brooke, hope everyone gets better soon. Did Marvel finally shit can Blade? I read that a few planned shows and movies got bumped. Not officially. Nothing. They've actually officially shit canned nothing. No one knows when the fuck they're actually going to do it. But, yeah. There's Blade's still slated for 2028. Technically, it is still, actually, 25. I think you probably just hit the wrong key. As far as I know, they have not officially removed it from November of next year. Don't ask me why. It's not like it's going to be made by then, but they just haven't done it yet. It is still on the slate for November of next year. David says, I loved a game called Gift from the Gods. That was Roman Greek mythology on the Spectrum 48K. I hear you young ones saying, what the hell is a Spectrum? Yeah. Yeah, unless they're retro gamers, they probably have no idea what the hell a Spectrum is. Wasn't that a Sega product? Sega Spectrum? Gonna rewatch the Blade trilogy before the new Blade film comes out? Well, you're gonna have time. you're gonna have plenty of time for that, Brooke. I can tell you that right now. Apparently the Defenders is returning. I don't know if we're just going quite that far. I mean, some Defenders are going to come back for Secret Wars. But I don't think all of them are. Like, as far as I know, they still haven't gotten Sinclair Spectrum. What the fuck? But, as far as I know, they are not. Luke Cage, the homie that plays Luke Cage, is not coming back. I did hear they are looking to get Finn Jones back for Secret Wars, and I'm like, well, as long as you kill him. I'm sorry, I did not like Finn Jones as Danny Rand. It was just not good for me. Not good at all. But yeah, like in their own group or in their own show, maybe animated? I've heard nothing about live action. Where'd your rage? What the hell are you talking about with the rage quit? Because I'm curious to see how the Doomsday movie will show how Doom will get his powers, like eventually taking the power of the Beyonder. Yeah, well, that's pretty much it's gonna have to happen at the end of the movie. And that'll actually be something that'll come up when we get into Alex's Discord Q&A. It comes up. So that's definitely going to be discussed later on. All right. Are we ready to get into this poop? So, first thing, and just to get it out of the way, is I'm sure we all know by now, or have heard, of the, I guess, letter, what have you, that was written to YouTube in an attempt to get some hate bait, the most famous of the hate bait bigoted channels, demonetized. Who was the one that... Yes. Rewriting Ripley posted this publicly on Twitter. I'm not sure who all wrote it. But let's go over it, and then let's talk about it. Dear Team YouTube, last week, actor Amanda Stenberg, they, posted candid comments to Instagram about the, quote, rampage of bigotry and vitriol, end quote, that she has received since leading the cast of The Acolyte, the latest addition to the Star Wars universe. Stenberg's experience is not new. No, it's not. In fact, this known tactic was initially provoked by former Breitbart News editor Milo Yiannopoulos, who aggressively targeted Ghostbusters actor Leslie Jones under the guise of film criticism. Well, I know Breitbart sucks, so other than that, I really don't know what the hell they're talking about here. Anyway, after prolonged insults against her Ghostbusters character resulted in harassment against Jones on Twitter, Yiannopoulos claimed Jones was, quote, playing the victim when she called for action against the harassment. The aggressive gaslighting of Jones' experience resulted in Yiannopoulos being banned from Twitter. Yeah, well, that was probably before Elon. 8 years later, oh yeah, definitely before Elon, Yiannopoulos' playbook against marginalized actors has burgeoned into a multi-million-dollar business on YouTube, which has been permitted to develop unchecked with the help of YouTube's partner program. This playbook's biggest target, Star Wars. Well, that's really actually not true. Star Wars is part of it, but it's not the biggest target by any stretch of the imagination. Anyway, as fans of the Star Wars franchise, we have tirelessly witnessed a handful of YouTube creators continuously drive prolonged insults and harassment against marginalized actors and members of our community. Enough is enough. The Star Wars fandom demands that YouTube enforces community guidelines against, quote, prolonged insults and incitement of targeted harassment towards women of color by demonetizing YouTube channels Geeks and Gamers, Ryan Kinnell, a.k.a. RK Outpost, and Nerdrotic. The facts. In 2018, Geeks and Gamers, 396K subscribers, encouraged harassment against Vietnamese-American actor Kelly Marie Tran, leading up to Tran's departure from Instagram due to prolonged harassment. Geeks and Gamers published nearly 15 videos relevant to Tran's Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi character, Rose Tico. The channel claimed that Tran's character is, quote, one of the most hideous characters of all time, quote, the most unlikable character ever, and exists for, quote, forced diversity. Many of the comments found in Geeks and Gamers videos can be seen in hateful comments under Tran's now deleted Instagram posts. Geeks and Gamers championed RK Outpost, 319,000 subscribers, a channel that frequently targets marginalized actors, including Moses Ingram, a black American cast member in the TV series Kenobi. Days before Ingram called out racist backlash against her on Instagram, RK Outpost called Ingram a lunatic who can do nothing other than play the victim. RK Outpost has recently referred to Ingram's Kenobi character Reva as dumb and retarded. Geeks and Gamers and RK Outpost frequently co-host a live stream Friday Night Tights on Nerdrotic's YouTube channel, 1.1 million subs, where the three channels have made a profitable business reusing prolonged insults against marginalized actors featured in Star Wars, Captain Marvel, and The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, to name a few. Amandla is the current target of this YouTube-based operation. Together, Geeks and Gamers, RK Outpost, and Nerdrotic have led the charge against Amandla even before the release of The Acolyte, producing nearly 40 videos relevant to Amandla and The Acolyte since May. These channels have asserted that Amandla is, quote, vapid and narcissistic, the adult pretender, dumb, and a half-black bitch for defending herself against racism. These channels have gaslit Amanda by claiming she's playing the victim card, with RK Outpost proclaiming, you've never been oppressed in your goddamn life, you bitch, end quote. These YouTubers also use racist dog whistles, including the angry black woman stereotype. The hate campaign against Amandla has been so profitable that other major YouTubers have joined the attacks on Amandla, including Star Wars Theory, 3.3 million subscribers. How many more good faith content creators will turn to profitable hate campaigns if this behavior is permitted to continue with no repercussions? Well, they probably wouldn't be good faith content creators at that point. Would they? Action required. The Star Wars fandom refuses to watch another marginalized actor or fan be singled out by prolonged racist harassment from a handful of YouTubers as a result of YouTube's inaction, which has transformed hate into a lucrative career path. It is concerning to us that targeting marginalized actors on other social media platforms has historically resulted in platform bans, whereas the same behavior has made provocateurs millionaires on YouTube. This should be highly concerning to advertisers as well. We understand that YouTube has an important role to play in promoting free speech. However, content uploaded by Geeks and Gamers, RK Outpost, and Nerdrotic is not opinion or criticism. It is prolonged targeted harassment against women of color. We urge YouTube to enforce its community guidelines and demonetize these channels immediately and permanently. Thank you. May the force be with you. And then a whole list of, I'm assuming, links, references, and, videos and such. Okay. So, that was what they sent. Now, give me a minute, and I'm going to find YouTube's response. No. That's not what I want to do. Oh, wait, yeah, it is. That article. Damn it.
I had it, and I lost it. I had it, and I lost it.
Oh, damn it. All right, here we go. Okay, so all right, here we go. So this was YouTube's response. Thanks for reaching out. Just heard back and confirmed that this content is not violative and will remain up. We totally understand you may not agree with this decision, but we reviewed this video very carefully against our policies. Now, Rewriting Ripley, the ones who posted the letter in general in the first place, said, responded to that with, "This is an admission that you have not reviewed our concerns, proven by saying this video when there are 10 plus videos in question. However, thank you for confirming your inability to take safety seriously. You and your advertisers will be hearing more from us soon." Where's the one? Made a point. Oh, yeah. Yes, multiple. Oh, yeah, the letter is calling to demonetize, not remove. So, yeah, the opponent will remain up, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so, back to... Don't need that anymore. Don't need that anymore. Let's go back to that one right there. All right. Chat says, Stanley says, yes, censor the critics because that doesn't scream tyranny with the, I don't know, whatever, the sighing emoji, I guess that would be. Brooke says, the culture war continues. Apparently Star Wars Theory has been getting a lot of hate too. Yes, he has. Prez says, Star Wars Theory needs to take a break and find himself again. His YouTube personality has become his personality. I am inclined to agree with that. All right, so. What does Chillin think of this whole situation? Well, I'll tell you. You all know how I feel about those channels, and they're their little fucking Frenchy bulldog yapping at their heels, known as the Knights of Melvin. On an emotional and ethical and moral stance, I 100% agree that those channels should be thoroughly demonetized. I don't like the fact that people can make a shit ton of money off hate, although it's been a fact of life ever since, people could make money one way or another. You can always trace something back to hate in some fashion. So, unfortunately, it's nothing new in this world. But yeah, I would love to see those fuckwads get demonetized. Not because they're criticizing. It's because they're couching their criticism in some of the worst kinds of hate speech out there. That's the problem. Criticism in and of itself is not a problem, and criticism in and of itself should not be censored. Stanley's, you are absolutely correct. However, when you attempt to couch criticism, or don't attempt, but when you choose to couch criticism in hateful, bigoted language, then you need to be shut the fuck up and gone away, because you're not contributing to the conversation at that point. You're just stirring up shit. So yeah, I am 100% behind the idea of this letter. Morally, ethically, and emotionally. But there's also the real world which has to be dealt with. And that is where this campaign runs into problems. One, unfortunately, what is it? Reading Ripley? What the fuck did this? Rewriting Ripley podcast. They fail to realize what these other channels also fail to realize is that both those groups are marginal groups in terms of the portion of the Star Wars fandom they take up. The super haters and the super approvers, super lovers, whatever you want to call them, neither of them make up a significant portion of the fandom. Neither of those groups have any real power other than being fucking loud. Let's go back to the Acolyte. All those hate bait fucking channels were celebrating, we killed the Acolyte. No, you didn't, bitch. No, you didn't. Just like those who were upset the Acolyte got canceled and attempted to engage in their campaign to have season two brought back, also will not be successful because there are just too damn few of them. Like the ones that love all Star Wars, no matter what, have just as little power to save a show or bring a show back as the super hater group does to kill a show. Which is to say, for both of them, none. Zero, zip, nada. So, right there was mistake number one. Mistake number two, which is a direct result of mistake number one, was going public. Here's why. If you go public with this and by some miracle are successful, and allow me to go aside on this one, and let me address why it would be a miracle if that's successful. You are basically asking, when it comes down to it, the Alphabet Corporation a large multinational corporation to engage in ethical behavior and demonetize channels that are making them more money than you. Okay? Now, let me be clear. I'm just explaining how it works. I'm not saying I'm a fan of it. I'm not saying it's right. but it's how shit works. Like we can argue the ethics of corporate activity all day. I mean, although I don't see it'd be that much of an argument, I think we can all pretty much agree large corporations, when it comes down to it, really have no ethics. And like really deep down, I think we all know this. So there's that. There's expecting a corporation that large to act in an ethical manner and cost themselves money. Sorry, but no, not going to happen. Third reason you didn't want to make this public is because Heimer, Nightmare, love you, kid. I know you're my age, but shut the fuck up anyway. Because when you go public with something like this and then fail, guess what you just did? Those people that you want to demonetize with your going public with this and failing, guess how much more money you just made them? Like, you literally gift wrapped yourself and sent yourself to them in sparkly ribbon, sparkly paper, maybe with a little confetti. You know, you skinned yourself and threw yourself into the wolf's den with that one. .5 years older, kid works. Okay. So, I mean, take your shot. Go for it. Make your request. Try and get these dudes demonetized. Although, just, you know, from a formal standpoint, why you would put the X-Wing and BB-8 and Millennium Falcon graphics in your formal request to have channels demonetized, I don't understand, really. If you're trying to be formal, be formal. But that's just like, you know, that's a little nitpicky baby thing, but still valid. Anyway. Excuse me. But, yeah, from a practical, realistic standpoint, they have done nothing but damage their cause. And really, all they had to do to not screw themselves over was just not post it on Twitter. Do what you're going to do, but only go public if you win. Because if you don't, well, literally everything you don't want to happen will happen. Not only will those channels stay up and stay fully monetized, but now they're going to make even more money off of you. I mean, it sucks. I don't like it. I would much rather some of these companies would actually choose to engage in ethics at least every once in a great while. Hold on. Excuse me. But, yeah, unfortunately, that's not something that can ever be counted on. And I really, honestly think it would take maybe 30 seconds thought to realize that. Of, like, logical thought. Like, they led with their heart on this one. And while I applaud it and agree with their what's going on in their heart, it wasn't a good idea. At least not to make it public. Nothing wrong with making the attempt. But not being able to properly calculate the odds of your success and not taking into account the ramifications of potential failure. This is going to be a massive paraphrase, but like in one of the most respected books out there about engaging in any kind of conflict, Sun Tzu's The Art of War. One of his aphorisms, and again I'm paraphrasing, basically is if you can't win, don't fight. That particular battle. If you can't win that battle, don't fight that battle. Choose a better time and a better ground more suited for you. The decision to go public with that without taking into account how corporations behave, which is shittily for the most part. Shittily? Shittily? Fuck it, shittily. But yeah, like in this day, well, literally since industrialization has existed, an ethical corporation is the anomaly, is the unicorn. You know? So, I mean, I applaud the effort. I applaud their go get 'em attitude, I guess. But too much heart and not enough head in this endeavor is pretty much kind of what that boils down to. What do you think, chat? David says, so let's get this right. YouTube won't stop that hate speech, but will shut your stream down when you show a fan-made film that's made for YouTube. Dope! Yeah, pretty much. That's, yeah. Mm-hmm. Rob says, don't get me started on big tech. Yeah. Ooh, actually, maybe we should have, like, a big old bitch about big business stream on the other channel. I need to write that down. Hold on. Bear with me. Was that your phone? Yeah. Oh. Oh no, that's okay. I was like, is my computer doing something fucking weird? Okay, cool. What's up, Shreddy? Oh, my mic ain't that good. That ain't coming through. It was just, I just wanted to make sure, like, because you know this is rebuilt. Yes, yeah. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't that. All right, here we are. Where was I? Oh yeah, Prez says ethics and money do not coexist. Yeah, for the most part, you're right. Brooks says you have to choose your battles. That is correct. Brooks also says big tech is so unbelievably powerful these days, with companies like Microsoft and Apple being worth $2 to $3 trillion. Not to mention they're still growing quite a bit. Yep. David B says, David B, Art of War. If you can't win that battle, pay someone else to fight it. I mean, that's been that way for a long ass time. Mercenaries have existed for that exact reason for millennia. Yep. Ah, glad you're doing good, man. What up, Rossi? Sticky Lord of the Sock. Before we get into the Robert says it's idiocracy over and over. Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, I guess in like their most recent show, actually I think it was when they were here, Green Day, you know their song American Idiot, I guess they specifically made the phrase MAGA agenda, which of course is funny. For me. Oh yeah. They're going to water our food with Gatorade one day, right? Yes, all the socks. I'm gonna have to start buying stock. Okay, Rossi, whose socks do you wear? You like a Hanes? You like a Fruit of the Loom? I just want to know what company to buy stock in. As you destroy hundreds of pairs of socks, and therefore have to buy more, therefore making the company more valuable. We talking Hanes, Fruit of the Loom, like Walmart brand? What do we got going on here? I just want to know. So what do y'all think, though? Like, do you even agree with the contents of the letter in the first place? Do you think they should even, like, regardless, forget public or private. First, do you even think they should have done it? Second, how do you feel about it? Third, well, you know what I'm getting at. Train of thought just. But yeah, what do you guys think about the whole situation with that? Like, you know, attempted demonetization, trying to do it in public, level of forethought, that kind of thing. What y'all think? Press says, I think Star Wars needs to take another decade break, sadly. I mean, I don't know if it needs to be a decade long, but they definitely need to take some time to review, reevaluate, reprioritize, you know, that kind of thing. For sure. Rob says, Alex's cat keeps stealing plushies from these gift baskets we're holding and leaving them around the house like she killed a gopher or something. Cute and irritating at once. Oh, Smudge is constantly stealing like socks and hair ties and other random shit like baby clothes, underwear, and like as trophies. He brings them in and puts them in the bedroom floor and looks up at me and meows, or brings them to the basement stairs and screams till someone comes and looks to see what he brought us. But yeah. What the fuck? Oh. Yeah, you. Yeah. Dude says, I can't wait a decade. I'll be in a coffin by then. Yeah, you're not that old, bro. I mean, neither of us are young, but you ain't that old either. What y'all think? Let me know, let me know, let me know. And if you're on the replay, please leave comments. Tell me what you think. And also hit like, subscribe, and the bell. Just do all the stuff. Do all the stuff. Rob says, on the issue. It has gotten to that point where people are so fed up with tolerating douchey behavior. This is another case of public outcries. I am for the cause, and this isn't going to work out well for them in the end. Yeah. Yep, that's the unfortunate facts. Like, they would, like, in order for that to, for YouTube / Google / the Alphabet Corp, Prez says I do stuff. Like, they would have needed to come to them with, like, millions. And maybe a couple, 3 advertisers behind them already. Although, I did just see the other day that a bunch of advertisers just publicly announced that they're slashing the monies their advertising budgets for Twitter specifically. So, Wander no-show socks, men's 7/8 pair cotton thin non-slip. Look up men's no-show socks. Oh. I mean, just for like to save on laundry detergent and shit, I would get like maybe crew socks. I'm pretty much as loud as I can get. Unfortunately, Prez, I'm sorry. I don't know if I need a new board, a new mic, or whatever, but yeah, I'm maxed out. he actually looked it up, right? I just feel like crew socks would be more economical. You'd fill up one end and tie it off, and then you can probably get at least 2-3 uses out of a crew sock. A no-show that's a one and doneer right there. You may as well just be using rubbers or something. You're hungover, Rossi. What were you doing? Were you home partying? Were you out at the bar? Were you like at a party celebrating something? Like what you got going on? Try that. That help any? Trying a different setting. Dave says, I can hear you fine and at my age with my ears. All right. Well, that's cool. That's coolio. Yeah. All right. Well, looks like we don't need to talk about that stuff anymore because, that kind of stuff's always fun to talk about when the battle between a moral stance and corporate behavior. Your best friend's mom fell and broke her arm. Well, that fucking blows. You haven't seen him in 6 weeks because he's staying with her. We watched Attack of the Clones, Return of the Jedi, Mando Season 2. The Jedi, it was fun. Nice. Getting hammered and watching Star Wars. I mean, sounds like a good night. Mic is good on your end? All right, cool. Yeah, Prez, it's just fucking you then. I mean, not that I don't want a new mic. Eventually.
Someday I want to sound as good as a professional.
Yeah. Excuse me. Cool. Alrighty. If you guys will bear with me for just a minute, or maybe two at the most, I will be right back. And then we are going to get into all the tea that Alex Perez spilled in his Discord Q&A. And by the way, once again, this is just part one. So whenever part two comes out, we'll be getting into that too. Ooh, baby. But I'll be right back. Oh, yeah. Excuse me. So just drank at his place. We were going to go out, but he wanted to stay in because he had not been home in 6 weeks. Yeah, I don't blame him. Prez should stop watering the lawn. Yeah, stop watering the lawn, get better headphones, whatever. And if it's not you doing lawn care, Prez, it's C-Dub. Right, C-Dub? C-Dub probably hasn't been in chat because he's been working on his fucking lawn. Your buddy's never seen Ahsoka the Jedi episode. He really liked it. He's not a Filoni fan. Well, I think it's safe to say that his fandom has probably shrank over the last couple of years. You know? All faith has been shaken. Like a lot of people are like, I mean, obviously a lot of people want KK to go. But Filoni's not a business guy. in no way needs to be president of Lucasfilm. There's a lot more to that than just greenlighting shit. There's like a lot of other silly, stupid business shit that he probably has no fucking clue what to do. I don't even know if that episode's goated. It is such a really good episode. Like, honestly, Lucasfilm needs a purge, and at this point, he kind of needs to be part of it. Much as I like him. Or at least, if not purged, then knocked back down to more of just a story guy rather than the one everyone goes to. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So, but anyway, enough about Star Wars. You guys ready to talk some Marvel updates? Ready to talk about some tea? Are you ready to sip the Marvel tea? I'm ready. A lot of the fan base has turned on Dave. Yep, they have. Well, he's how do I want to put this? He's become a bit too much of a company man. You know what I mean? Like why boot Dave? He hasn't really shown lately. He hasn't really shown that he's willing to fight some of the more stupid ideas out there. I think. Like, he's a bit too much of a yes man rather than being like, no, that's not what Star Wars is. That's why. Oh, yeah, Josh's Doomsday Questions video was pretty good, Britt. I agree. And he's definitely the king of animated. I think he's gonna learn some live action skills from Favreau, doing the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. He's gonna learn. Oh, he's gonna learn. Jedi episode is so much tighter than any of the Ahsoka show episodes. I mean, I might push back a little bit on that when it comes to episode 5 of Ahsoka, but only a little. Just a little. Episode 5 was fucking epic. But, yeah. All right. Ahsoka's the only live-action show he's ever done by himself. That is true. Yep. So, that's why I'm hoping he learns some live-action tricks from John while he's working with him on the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. Oh, by the way, remember, you love Faz, but what the fuck happened with Boba Fett? KK meddling, I think. Getting all up in his shit. Same thing I think that happened with Mando Season 3. I think he and Kathy were fighting, and he just went into what the fuck mode, or what the fuck ever mode, honestly. I think we got to see the on-screen results of behind-the-scenes bullshit. I think that's Boba Fett and Mando Season 3. That's just my opinion, but that's what I think. Because after Mando Seasons 1 and 2, like, a sudden drop-off from the same dude, of that magnitude? Are you fucking kidding me? There's just no way. David B says, perhaps Dave is just playing along with KK until she goes to avoid the grief of disagreeing with her. I mean, yeah, but he's doing so at the expense of what his mentor created, so that's still kind of bitch-ass. You know. Robert Rodriguez. He was involved with Book of Boba Fett? I forgotted that. Interesting. Excuse me one moment, cat thing. I'll be right back. And then it'll be fucking Marvel time. God damn it. All good. Ooh, favorite lightsaber. Well, obviously, I know you asked Rossi, or asked Prez Rossi, but I'm chiming in because my fucking stream. Obviously, I love my Return of the Jedi Luke Skywalker saber here. But honestly, for me, I love the hook handle hilt that Dooku uses in Legends Darth Bane used. I love the hook handled saber. I love it. Actually. I mean, look at that thing. Dave says, I'll reserve my judgment on David. David says, I'll reserve my judgment on Dave until I see what he does after KK gone. Assuming he's still there, yes. I mean, that's totally fair. How many saber hilts do you own, Prez? Oh, yeah, I love Dooku's saber design. It's fucking sweet. Oh, look, the NeoPixel one is only $600. Jesus. Yeah. Ross says, I liked Obi-Wan's from episode 3 and the Ahsoka Samurai Sabers. Yeah, those are tight. Press says, my favorite canon saber is Vader's. Right underneath would be Dooku's Jedi Saber from Tales. Oh. Yeah, I mean, Vader. Also love Anakin's from Attack of the Clones and Revan's sleek chrome hilt, which I do own. Oh, nice. Nice. I'm so jelly. This is the only one I have, and it was a gift. Well, I won it in a contest, I should say. I don't know. I suppose technically that makes it a gift, but But yeah. You're up to 13. All installed with either RGB for training or Pixel. Nice. I'm not jealous at all. Not jealous of the fact that you have a dozen more hilts than I do. One bit. Not even a little. No jealousy, no envy. Nothing of the sort. At all. Whatsoever. Lucky motherfucker. Okay, anyway. All right. It is time. September Discord Q&A about Marvel Studios with Alex Perez of the Cosmic Circus. Part 1. It's early September, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Intro. All right. Subject number 1. Agatha all along. Now, I realize, well, as with the first subject, I realize these were already gone over yesterday on the Nerdventure, the regular Nerdventure stream on Friday. However, my takes are, while frequently similar to Josh's, not generally identical. And with that being said, I'm actually going to go through, since I'm going to actually at least give the show a shot initially. I am going to find out what Alex has to say about the show, and maybe he'll drop some info that'll make it more appealing. The idea of watching it more appealing, I suppose I should say. All right, question number 1 from Null and Void. No, Symbiote Null and Void. Get it. Anyway, hello, Alex. What is Ralph Boner's role in Agatha? Do you know if they're going to continue with where the deleted scene left off with him cutting the ankle monitor? Wow, I haven't watched WandaVision forever, and I know nothing about that scene, but okay. Boner, owner. Alex says, hi. So, I'm not really going to delve into too many spoilers for this show since it's so close to release, but I know that he's meant to have a very short appearance in the show and that the events of WandaVision left him very much affected. Dave says, last week I read that someone, I can't remember who, said that Daredevil is going to be the most violent series Marvel has ever done. Awesome. Yes. Yeah, I heard that too, and I am totally down. Brooks says, speaking of Star Wars, the Fate of the Jedi series might be worth checking out before Ahsoka Season 2, even though I know the general basics of Abeloth lore. I mean, dude, brushing up on stuff is never a bad idea. Prez says, I took on building custom sabers after I had kids because it's cheaper than building race cars. True. Also, I train in kendo, sword martial arts, so being able to train with sabers. Oh, nice, bro. Nice. I need to quit being lazy and just, at least learn how, at least watch some saber twirling videos and learn how to twirl my saber. Pause. Anyway. All right. No Cap Nova says, will we see, quote-unquote, Teen, which is his official name currently, but we all know it's Wiccan, Billy suit up near the end of Agatha all along? Alex says, no comment on that. I'm assuming Sparkle Magic was the emoji he put in there. Chance says, hey, Alex, thanks for doing this once again. What is Mrs. Hart's role in Agatha all along, and is it important? Sorry, I itch. Motherfucker. God damn it. All right. Alex says it's a minor role, really, which is a shame because I love Deborah Jo Rupp, but they did her dirty, not gonna lie. That does suck because I love Deborah Jo Rupp, too. Titan asks, where can we expect to see some of the witches in Agatha all along going forward? Alex says, down the road. All right. So they're not going to be doing a lot of covening anytime soon after this. Okay. Titan says, any hints as to why Teen can't say his name? Alex says, I really don't want to spoil the surprises in store for Teen, but I will say that many of you will probably be satisfied with where this leads. So, yeah, he's fucking Wiccan. Anyway. Dow Fayboy asks, hello, Alex and Lizzie. Hughes from Brazil. Hope you're both all right. Cool. That being said, the previously reported Billy Kaplan show as a spinoff of the Agatha show is still happening. I hope the idea hadn't been shelved. Alex says, I haven't heard anything recent about that project. I know the idea behind it was a road trip adventure to find out something that would be set up in Agatha, but beyond that, I can't comment. I kind of feel like that one's not going to be too much of anything, but you never know. That was it for Agatha. Oh. Yep, a whole lot of nothing new or interesting at all. Okay. An Agatha reading guide. I don't care. Armor Wars. Okay. Panda says, hey, Alex. Hope. I'm assuming all that's supposed to be all has been well. Anything on Armor Wars? Alex says, nothing yet. It's just in a very weird limbo, like Blade. But the recent updates with Vision Quest gave me hope because they're both connected. Then he says, hi, Alex. I hope all is well. Is Armor Wars still scheduled to release during the Multiverse Saga? Alex says there is a possibility, primarily because it ties into Ironheart, which comes out in the summer-fall of 2025, and Vision, which last I heard comes out before Doomsday, and also evidently is still going to be titled Vision Quest. That, according to, I believe, Brad Winderbaum. You know, the executive in charge of Marvel Television and all that shit. But ask yourself this. What would be a better setting for the Armor Wars story? Grounded story on Earth or established on Battleworld? I don't know that we're going to see Armor Wars as its own thing at all. I think it's entirely possible some of it will get adapted into other shit, but I mean, we could. We could still get an Armor Wars movie. But, I mean, technically for a better setting for Armor Wars would probably be on Earth, but, if we're going to get it before Secret Wars, it's probably going to end up having to be on Battleworld. They're just literally running out of time. Avengers, Doomsday, and Secret Wars. Here we go. This is the juice, baby. Spidey asks, will RDJ Doom be recast after Secret Wars? Alex says, I think so, yes, because the Earth RDJ's Doom comes from isn't 616. No, it's the Fantastic Four universe. So there's a high chance he'll be recast. I agree. I mean, I know they're paying RDJ a shit ton of money, but in my opinion, I think they need to recast the soft reboot 616 Doom. They need someone new. RDJ will be good to get us through the fucked up multiverse saga and through Secret Wars, or what has been to this point the fucked up multiverse saga. But yeah, I think they need to recast for the new official 616 post soft reboot Doom. I mean, I won't be mad if RDJ sticks around, but I think it'd be a better idea to, if you're doing any kind of reboot, then you need to be doing some recasting. Basically is what I'm saying. All right. Luai Turkmani. Hey, Alex. It's Luai, a.k.a. Syrian Geek Vibes on Twitter. Hey, he's in my Council of Geeks. Any movement on the story for Doomsday and Secret Wars? Alex says the story they have in mind has already been outlined. They're just polishing the final details that connect the outline. Okay. So, what that probably means, at least to me, is that they're basically sticking with the general direction that the Waldron script was going, but that now Mr. McFeely is going to come in and do said polishing here. I believe is what's going to happen. So Waldron's definitely going to get writing credit. Hell, what's his nuts? The one that did Quantumania. Loveness. I mean, he took the first pass on it when it was still going to be the King Dynasty, so he'll even probably still get some writing credit. But I think it's mostly, what this says to me is this is still going to be mostly Waldron's work, but McFeely is going to polish it up, tighten it up, and bring in the most recently decided on specifics. Yeah. So, yeah, that's what I feel like is going to be. I think it's still going to be a lot of Waldron, but it's going to be hammered into shape, I suppose, by one Stephen McFeely. And then, did Waldron already do the Secret Wars script? Or was it just the King Dynasty script he was working on? Was he working on both? I feel like it was just Avengers 5 when he was working on it, when it was still the King Dynasty that he was working on. So I think McFeely will just be polishing this one up, but I think he's going to be the one just flat out doing the one for Secret Wars. Maybe. Or did Waldron get them both kind of roughed out? Anybody know? Can someone check that if you don't mind? I would appreciate it greatly. Syrian Geek Vibes again says, how big of a role can we expect from Pedro Pascal, Reed Richards, considering all the projects he is doing? Alex says, for these films, again, specifically just Doomsday and Secret Wars, I'd say about as big as Rocket Raccoon in Infinity War and Endgame. Well, that's not insignificant. The reason why is that he's definitely going to be one of the main faces in these films, but not something core like with the main Avengers in their own films. Well, I mean, most of my Secret Wars knowledge lies with the Hickman run, and it's not even that much, but what I do have, I should say, let me clarify. What knowledge I have of Secret Wars mostly comes from the Hickman run of Avengers, New Avengers, Time Runs Out leading into Secret Wars. So, honestly, Reed isn't that big. I mean, he's part of the Illuminati, but so he's around, but honestly, he's not. His biggest parts come in right at the end of Time Runs Out when he builds the raft, and at the end of Secret Wars when he guides his son Franklin in rebuilding the multiverse. But, and of course, confronting Doom, leading to the Molecule Man giving him the power so he can do that in the first place, yada, yada, yada. But that actually makes sense. Because, like, other characters are a bit more central, or at least held equal position to his in that. So that kind of makes sense. I mean, you know, we saw a decent amount of Rocket Raccoon in Infinity War and Endgame, so that actually kind of makes sense. Cal says, hi! Any chance the Avengers films get delayed to allow current storylines to wrap up before everything culminates in Avengers? Alex says, I'm sorry to say they can't and won't. I mean, I kind of agree with them. I wouldn't mind them being able to get a couple more projects in. However, on the other hand, the time crunch also is not allowing them to do some projects that they probably didn't even really need to do in the first place. You know what I mean? So, okay. So I'm sorry to say they can and won't. The logistics for these films, trying to get every cast together, it's essentially now or never at this point. Oh yeah, that those movies like that are logistical nightmares in the first fucking place. Can you imagine trying to reschedule them again? Good God. But they're doing everything they can to make sure that these next films and shows have a level of interconnectivity that will bring the characters up to speed in time for the next Avengers films. That's good, because a lot of the reason the multiverse saga has sucked is because they were not prioritizing the connective tissue. The projects I'm hearing that have this protocol active are Captain America Brave New World. Well, yeah, they basically reshot that motherfucker like they did Multiverse of Madness. Not quite as extensively, but a lot. Thunderbolts, asterisk. Fantastic Four, The First Steps. Ironheart, Spider-Man, Shang-Chi, and Vision. When the fuck are you going to get a Shang-Chi movie in? Is there another open slot in 26? After the July spot, that probably is going to be Spider-Man 4? Is there a fall 26 spot open for Shang-Chi 2? And honestly, if they have that spot, like, if just me, but if there's only one more movie spot between Spider-Man 4 and Secret Wars, I'm sorry, I'm giving it to Doc Strange 3. Doctor Strange has a fuck ton more to do with Secret Wars than Shang-Chi does. Like a fuck ton. What's up, Travis? How you doing? So I don't know where they're going to cram Shang-Chi in, honestly. Cap 4, Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four, all those coming out next year. Ironheart, I think, comes out next year, but that's Disney Plus. Vision's Disney Plus. So yeah, I don't know how they're gonna. I mean, they're only gonna have time for one. It's either gonna be Shang-Chi 2 or Doc Strange 3, and my choice would be Doc Strange 3. I mean, I like Shang-Chi a lot, but in terms of character importance to Secret Wars, he has none outside of having the 10 rings, and who knows how they're even going to work, if and or how they're even going to work those in at this point. So, yeah. That's just my opinion, though. Alex concludes by saying, any other characters I haven't mentioned are because their arcs are to be introduced in the upcoming Avengers films, like Captain Marvel, Ant-Man, Ms. Marvel, Hawkeye, She-Hulk, Hulk, or just simply aren't included as a viable player in these stories as far as I know. Well, we goddamn well better be getting Savage Hulk back soon. Like, what the fuck? Hawkeye, that's going to be... that's going to be... Hawkeye's going to be a Disney Plus show. I mean, I hope we get Renner. I don't know what the fuck they would do with She-Hulk at this point. Like, the character is not popular, and she has jack shit to do with Secret Wars in the comics, so I don't know. Get caught up with chat real quick. Brooke says, I just like the theory where RDJ Stark in the MCU was always Doom, but raised as a Stark, and then the RDJ Doom from the Fantastic Four universe is jealous of Stark from main MCU universe. Yeah, that one's cool. Also says, Mads Mikkelsen was a favorite casting choice for Doom. I think he would be good as Doom after the reboot. Oh, he would be cool. I think they may want to go a bit younger than Mads, though, just so they can lock him down for, good 4 movie / 10, 12 year contract. Something like that, you know what I'm saying? But, would Mads Mikkelsen make a good Doom? Fuck yeah. Would it make sense to cast him for the long term? I'm not so sure about that one. Travis says, how's it going? Reading the post-Secret Wars Spider-Man, where Peter goes to the 4 to help with the symbiote. What if F4 ends with in 616 buying Avengers Tower and Peter applying for a job? I'm pretty sure there's another project, and we're going to find out that someone's already bought it. We're just not sure exactly who, but someone's already bought it. Like, like within the current Marvel continuity, it's been purchased by somebody. They just haven't told us who yet. So yeah, I don't really know. Like I post reboot, a lot of shit's up in the air. I mean, we know they're going mutant heavy, which they should because they finally have most of them back now, thank God. But yeah. Star, what's going on? What are you pretty sure about? Prez says, I feel like the Majors bullshit screwed over the Shang-Chi 2 movie. Definitely didn't help. Definitely didn't help. Travis says, I feel like given Shang-Chi's performance, you wait to do Shang-Chi 2 until after Doomsday. Make him a standout character like Black Panther in Civil War, then do a sequel. I mean, yeah, but I don't know if they're going to have... Doomsday comes out May of 26. Then there's a July of 26 spot that's presumably going to be Spider-Man 4. Now, Secret Wars comes out May of 27, which means there's only one movie slot open potentially between Spider-Man 4 and Secret Wars. And, which means that spot will either go to Doc Strange 3 or Shang-Chi 2. And in terms of which character has more to do with Secret Wars, by a wide margin, it's Doctor Strange. So I don't know if we're going to get an eponymous Shang-Chi movie until like after the reboot, honestly. Rob says, till they're 90, right? Travis says, I could see Peter Quill struggling with becoming an Earth adult and having to go to She-Hulk for some stupid legal stuff, and him hitting on her would be fitting. I mean, she does have green skin. He is very familiar with clapping green cheeks, so you have a point there. You would definitely have a point there. Quill and Kirk, experts in clapping green cheeks. And Daredevil. Or, well, knowing She-Hulk, there's a few people who've gained expertise in clapping green cheeks. Is Guardians 3 on Disney Plus yet? Pretty sure. Happen to have my phone right here. It'd be much easier for me to check it on the phone than trying to click on the interwebs. Open up the app on my computer. It'll get all slow and probably make noises I don't fucking want it to make. Marvel. Multiverse Saga. Yep. Yep, it's there. Tis there. All right. Next question. Chance 32252. Hey Alex, thanks for doing this once again. Will the Avengers assemble before Doomore, and who will be on the team? Alex says, Doomore? I hope you mean Doomsday. Yeah, because Doomore is something completely different. And it's to my understanding that they're going to start to prepare for something that's coming, but they aren't aware exactly of what that threat is yet. Yeah, well, they're literally going to have Cap 4 Thunderbolts, if that. And how multiversal is Thunderbolts even going to be anyway? I wonder. Like, I don't even know like how much that's going to actually factor into the Multiverse Saga. Maybe they added some shit. But yeah, so we just got 3 movies next year, possibly a 4th in November. I mean, it won't be Blade, but there's still technically a November slot, so they could put a movie there. But right after that is Doomsday. So at this point, they've only... And come to think of it, Fantastic Four is going to be taking place like 98%, 99% of that's going to happen in a completely different universe. So, like, I don't know what the fuck the 616 is going to be doing to that movie or what they're going to be aware of by that point in time, but yeah, it's like the timing on all this shit is really tight. Like, Marvel's going to have to be doing some shit. Like, they're going to have to be, everything's going to have to be tight. Everything's going to have to, it's going to be interesting. It is unfortunate that they have completely backed themselves into a corner with 2 of the 3 phases of this saga being 4 and 5, and now have to somehow miraculously pull it all together in this phase 6. And they cannot push the Avengers movies at all. So it is September of 2024. They literally have, they got to get all this done in 2.5 years. Ooh. It's going to be crazy. Travis says, the key to making people like a character is to put them with a character everyone likes, similar to the Danny Rand episode of Luke Cage. Yeah, well, I mean, that's how they did most of their character introduction in the Infinity Saga. I mean, outside of, obviously, the lead Avengers. Like the lead Avengers. Like, Iron Man had his own movie, Hulk had his, Thor had his, Cap had his. Widow was introduced in Iron Man 2. Hawkeye was introduced in Thor. So, yeah, like, just about all the characters they tried to give us in Phase 4, like, just introducing them on their own, like, here you go. Yeah, they should have stuck with saying, oh yeah, here's this awesome character you love, and by the way, here's this other one we're going to give you, and we think they're pretty cool, check them out. But no. So yeah, that was definitely one way they fucked that up. Rossi says, clapping green socks. I mean, yes. Rob says, and I thought they were going to cut back. Well, I mean, there's shit they wanted to do that they're just not going to have time for, so they're cutting that back. Actually, a report just came out the other day that their attention is finally turning to Lucasfilm. So following up the cancellation of The Acolyte, it's being reported that, like, Star Wars is going to be limited to producing 1 show a year now, and that's it for Disney Plus. Now, I don't know if that means 1 show per genre, like that we'll only get 1 live action show and maybe also 1 animated show, or if it's just 1 show, period. I'm not sure. They didn't get that specific, but the cutbacks are coming. But they got to fix they got to get Marvel back right, and you know they still got to do they got to do that shit. Excuse me. So the cutbacks have sort of begun, but they're kind of stuck. But like I said, they've backed themselves into a corner, so they can only cut back so much before completely losing the thread of what little thread of story they have. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. Travis says, Peter takes his granddad's car to the store, gets into an accident, and is slammed for the accident, driving without a license and having no money or documentation. Then She-Hulk comes in. Oh, yeah, no, that's... I'm not saying that's not a good way to bring her in. I'm just saying, like, very little of the fandom gives a fuck. Like, nowhere near enough people would be upset about a lack of She-Hulk to make any kind of difference in performance. At all. Travis also says, I honestly thought Doctor Strange was annoying and bland in his first film, but being Infinity War with characters who point that very thing out endears you to him. Oh, I liked Doctor Strange from jump, but I also am a Benedict Cumberbatch fan in general, so I've always liked Doctor Strange. like I read about him on Wikipedia before I saw him brought to live action. At first, I'm like, what the fuck kind of character is this? And then I saw the portrayal, and I'm like, oh, Doctor Strange is dope. I need to go back and check this motherfucker out now, which I still need to do. But yeah, let's just say I've dug Doctor Strange live action from jump. We'll just put it that way. Brooke says, I loved both Doctor Strange films, hoping they adapt the Time Runs Out comic line for Doctor Strange 3. Well, they're definitely going to be adapting Time Runs Out. The question is will it be in a Doctor Strange 3 movie going into Doomsday, or will that just be Doomsday? Or will it be started in Doc Strange 3, or possibly Shang-Chi 2, whichever movie comes out between Spider-Man 4 and Doomsday? Because Time Runs Out is going to be finished in Doomsday. Because Time Runs Out finishes out when Doom, Strange, and the Molecule Man execute their plan to steal the Beyonder's power. Succeed, but in so doing, reduce the multiverse from thousands of universes left to like less than a dozen, I think, when they destroyed the Beyonders and took the power. So, and then that ended up, and then of course it worked its way. Time Runs Out ends when it goes down to just the 616 versus the Ultimate Universe, and of course concludes at the conclusion of that final incursion, and then Doom does what he does, and then Secret Wars begins on Battle World. So, yeah, I think whichever one of those two movies we get, be it Strange 3 or Shang-Chi 2, I think they're going to begin the Time Runs Out thing in that. I don't see where they really have a choice, honestly. And then they'll conclude it in Doomsday. And then we'll get one or two movies between Doomsday between Doomsday and Secret Wars. And who the fuck knows what those are going to be. And then we'll get Secret Wars. Yeah. Elise Scholes and such says, Hi, Alex. Hope you're doing well. Given all the new characters introduced in phases 4 and 5, are there any character interactions we haven't seen yet that you're looking forward to for Avengers, Doomsday, Secret Wars? Alex says that I know of Benedict Cumberbatch as Dr. Stephen Strange with Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Victor Von Doom will shatter universes. This will feature some of these most important sequences in the multiverse saga. That is exactly what I was talking about. How Time Runs Out ends is literally, like I said, Doctor Strange and Doom and Owen Reese the Molecule Man destroying the Beyonders, taking their power, and in so doing, again, destroying thousands of universes in one shot. From which point time runs out just... But yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about, because that's what happens in Hickman's run. And we know they're going to be using Hickman's run. Matter of fact, that's the which issue is that? No, that's an actual Secret Wars issue. Never mind. But yeah. Yeah, when talking about Strange and Doom shattering universes, we're talking about when they teamed up to defeat the Beyonders and destroyed thousands of universes in the process. Yeah. Item 2 that he knows of. Hugh Jackman's Wolverine and Mark Ruffalo's Hulk need to have an extended one-on-one. Well, that's... Need to and you knowing that it's going to happen is two different things, Alex. What the fuck? Hopefully that means that they will have one. Deadpool and Thor. I would love to see it incorporated with a running gag about Deadpool signaling to the audience that he's not going to die because Thor's not there, but then he sees Thor and worries that he may die soon because of what he saw in Deadpool and Wolverine. Okay, well that sounds more like speculation. Council of Reeds was an idea I heard being tossed around. Lots of self-congratulatory Reed Richards praise, plus the opportunity to get Ian Gruffit again. What was it? How? Oh, see you, Stanley. Thanks for coming in, man. Appreciate you. And thanks for saying it was a good stream. Okay, let me think for a second. There was a way that it would not be... Oh, Fantastic Four movie. It would not be hard to introduce the Council of Reeds in that. Because that could lead into the introduction of the Maker, who was the Reed Richards from the Ultimate Universe. Because there's a regular Reed from 616, and then, you know, in the final incursion, 616 versus the Ultimates universe, Reed Richards in the Ultimates universe is evil Reed Richards, the Maker. So yeah, they could work bringing up the Council of Reeds in number 1, by using the bridge to get out of their universe at the end of Fantastic Four, and they could run into the Council of Reeds that way, because the bridge is how Reed discovered the Council of Reeds in Hickman's Fantastic Four run in the first place. Who the fuck is Ian Grufford? I thought Miles Teller played Reed Richards. Oh, is that the one from the 2005 Reed Richards? Yeah, I don't know. I'm fine without him. Fine without him. Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker with Hugh Jackman's Wolverine is probably going to be every Marvel fan's fantasy going into Secret Wars, and I know that they're doing everything in their power to make this interaction and more legacy character interactions a reality, but it has to be something meaningful like it was when we saw the Resistance in Deadpool and Wolverine, not just some throwaway sequence that's meant to be a one and done. I want to clarify that all of these interactions are currently just ideas they're throwing around for these films. Yeah, well, except for the Strange and Robert Downey Jr. one, because that one just makes complete perfect sense. Until we get closer to the releases, it's not something that can easily be confirmed to be happening this far out in advance. Well, true, yes. I mean, they probably will definitely come back to the Deadpool and Thor thing. Like, I don't see how they can't. If they can find a way to work in the Council of Reeds, fucking A, that'd be sick. The strange Doom stuff, that's going to fucking happen. That's just going to happen. Brooke says, speaking of Council of Reeds would be cool to learn more about the Maker in live action. If possible, Rob's Comics had a good video on the origins of Ultimate Doom, which involved Reed the Maker variant. Yeah. Yeah. Although, I mean, the Maker was around in Secret Wars, but he didn't play like that big a role. So I don't know if they'll, I mean, we do need live action Maker. I agree with that. I would love to see live action Maker. I'd love to see him in Secret Wars, but honestly, I think if they really bring him in, they might want to do it after the reboot. But you never know. I just accidentally sounded exactly like Mark Hamill's Joker. Cool. I wish I knew what I did, but yeah. Press says, I just don't know how I feel about it being Pedro. All right. Look. I understand the trepidation. I myself am annoyed that he didn't shave the mustache. Like, come on, fucking Pedro, just get with the program. On the other hand, I've been watching the homie act for like a long time, and he gonna kill it. But I do understand the trepidation. He, like, you know, you just look at his face, and you don't really instantly go, God, that dude is motherfucking smart. So I get it. But I am fully confident in his ability to convince you once you see him acting it. Now, obviously, I will... If he sucks, I will say so and be like, God damn it, I was wrong, and fucking A, I hate it for, well, number one, obviously I hate being wrong, and number two, if I'm wrong, that means, that they fucked up Reed Richards again, and that would really, really suck. But, and I understand the concerns, but I personally am not concerned. Elise Scholes and such. Do you think we're going to see multiple smaller groupings in Doomsday, or does most of the cast stay together throughout the movie? I know at one point there was an idea of a bunch of smaller groups fighting different Kang variants. Alex says, I think Doomsday will still have the smaller groupings. Yeah. I mean, if as time runs out, that only makes sense. Hi, Alex. I hope all is well, says Vinny. Do you know what movie Marvel Studios and Disney is releasing on November 6th, 2026, which is the last MCU movie on the release schedules before Avengers Secret Wars? I've heard many things about that date. The last one I heard was Shang-Chi 2, but that's just something that's unconfirmed. See. Wait. Oh. Could get both of them. Or is that... You know what? I need to fucking check the damn slate listing now. Because Doomsday is May. Is there a summer and a fall? God damn it. God damn it. Hold on. Son of a bitch. The fuck? That's not even remotely helpful. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, Venom, Craven. Yes, Sony releases the rest of this year. Okay, Brave New World. Thunderbolts. Fantastic Four. Blade is still technically on the slate, even though that's not fucking happening. Doomsday, May 2026. No, I need open slots, not just confirmed shit. You motherfucker. Bear with me. Okay. Okay, so we got the 3 movies next year. Supposedly Blade in November 25, but no. But that's still technically a slot. There is a slot for February of 2026 before Doomsday. Now, and then there's the November slot after Doomsday. Unless they've changed something. God damn it. People always got to be fucking with my speculation. Rob says, no one can do a better Fantastic Four than the Venture Brothers. Travis says, this could be convoluted, but what if Pedro's Reed is not the Reed from this Fantastic Four? John Krasinski was this team's Reed who died, and Pedro is an alternate Reed who they don't like at first. It's interesting, but they're totally not doing that. I mean, it's a cool idea. It would be a neat dynamic, I agree, but I just, no. All right. See, here's the thing. I don't know, like, even for that February slot, I don't know what movie they could have done in time for that. Like, are they even starting to film anything for that February slot? That could even get there? Like, I don't know. I have to figure that. I'll have to figure that out for another day. Honestly, god damn it. Anyway, I gotta figure that shit out. Folkito 100 says, "Well, will all the loose ends set up in Phase 4 and 5 be finally fulfilled? I.e., Dane Whitten, Ebony Blade? Fuck no. The Judgment of Earth 616 by Arishem? Fuck no. The Bengals with Kamala? Maybe. The Ten Rings with Shang-Chi? Maybe. And countless other setups, cough, cough, the Council of Kings also. If we see the Council of Kings, they will probably just be the Council of Cannon Fodder for Doom. That's just me." Alex says, "No, definitely not all of them. The most you'll get is the Bengals with Kamala." I can see the Ten Rings also, because I'm pretty sure that's all Celestial Tech. But, yeah. No, you're not going to see anything Eternals related till after the reboot. I'll just... Whether you're an Eternals fan or not, that's when you're going to get that shit. After the reboot. Billy McGuire, Earth 96283, says, "Is there a chance that we see the original Fantastic Four in Secret Wars, even though in Deadpool and Wolverine poor Johnny died and the rest of the team is implied to be dead?" Well, that was just one of the many variants, Bully. That's me, not Alex. Alex says, "I don't know if we'll see the original cast entirely. I know the main wish is just Ian, but that's it." Yeah, Chickless probably ain't going to stop by. Ratchet 1490. "How much is Avengers Secret Wars taking from the Secret Wars comic? Are the Beyonders involved?" Yes. Alex says, "It's the backbone, but think of it like Infinity War and how they adapted that storyline. It's a version of it with many variations." Well, yeah, but given your little hint about Doom and Strange, that part's fucking in it. Alex. Anyway. Protato says, "Hi, Alex. Hope you're doing well. Any storylines we should check out for Doomsday and Secret Wars due to the involvement of Doom?" Time runs out. Secret Wars, Doomsday, and Avengers Forever. High Five 326 says, "Are we still going to get a multiverse Masters of Evil for Avengers Doomsday in addition to Doom?" Alex says, "I have no comment." Okay. "When I mentioned them, it was because they were the main villains of a comic that I was told was part of the backbone they were incorporating for these movies, but I have no idea if they will be the main villains of Doomsday. But it would be a good idea if they were, because they'd just be replacing the villains they were going to have in King Dynasty with Immortus, Ramatut, and Centurion." I mean, it'd be cool. It would be cool. Because they did have the remnants of the Cabal in one of the life rafts in the Hickman run, so... Just Rogogo says, "Will Avengers Doomsday..." I just don't see a lot of any... If we do see any versions okaying, be it just these three or like the... Whoops. Be it just these... Why didn't anyone tell me? Damn it, chat. You're supposed to have my back on this shit. Anyway. Any Kang version or versions we see need to just be around long enough to get slaughtered by Doom. Like, period. That's literally the only... After how they handled them prior to now, that's literally the only purpose they would serve. Or should serve. Like, only a very small minority of the fandom gives a fuck about Kang anymore. Travis says Eternals are on trial for preventing the birth of a Celestial. Ego was a Celestial who Peter helped kill, so that would probably tie him back into the cosmic storyline. I mean, yeah. Gotta get through Secret Wars first, though. Because one of the... I feel like, if I remember correctly, one of the things about Judgment Day is that essentially works out to be Celestials versus Eternals versus X-Men, because evidently the X gene is somehow related to the deviant gene, and Eternals automatically hate deviants, so they automatically hate mutants. But then again, the Celestials wanna, and the Celestials are also after Earth, but they also got the Eternals that were in trouble. It's just a big old fucking thing. So I'm pretty sure what we're gonna see is we ain't gonna see any of that shit till Phase 7 at the earliest. And I feel like it's gonna be an X-Men titled movie, and it'll be either X-Men Eternity Wars, which by the way is a trademark that Marvel is still maintaining, or X-Men Judgment Day, or that could be two movies in the same vein as Doomsday and Secret Wars, or Infinity War and Endgame. Two halves of the same story. Because Judgment Day is a big fucking event. So, Brooks says, Screen Crush had a video on what the King Dynasty was supposed to be like. I'll try to check it out sometime. Oh, yeah. Travis says, Peter Quill being put on trial alongside the Eternals as they both kill the Celestial would draw the Guardians back in, along with Adam and Pip, getting us closer to Infinity Watch. Cool. Yeah, there's a lot of different things they could do. But I'm personally right now and just like, get me through Secret Wars and do a good job of it. Like, just give me a good 2.5 years. That's all I'm asking for. And then give me a fuck ton of mutants afterwards. Jester Gogo. Will Avengers Doomsday end with the creation of Battleworld? That's certainly a possibility. The final incursion, mayhaps, or maybe we already know what Battleworld is. If all of time and space is destroyed, what would be the only place that exists outside of time that could serve as the location for Battleworld? That would be the Void. And that's the idea of the Void being Battleworld has been kicked around for a while, and it could work. It could very easily work. It kind of takes away from the idea of Doom creating Battleworlds with the way it worked in the comics is when Doom created Battleworld, he created it, and when everyone that ended up on it, they didn't remember the previous universe. As far as they were concerned, the universe had always been Battleworld, and it had always been run by God King or God Emperor Doom. I've heard him called both. I'm still not sure which one is exactly the correct title. But so how they would adapt that to make the Void Battleworld, I personally can't come up with right now. But then again, I'm not that creative. That's why I'm sitting here, and other people are in Hollywood doing that shit. But and obviously they could make it work somehow. The Void is almost kind of tailor-made for it, but it doesn't quite work with the comics, so they're going to, all the adjustments they made for, to adapt Civil War and Infinity War and all that, obviously they're very used to paring shit down, especially McFeely and the Russos. So I have no doubt that they're going to find a way to make it work, and it would not surprise me if the Void ends up being Battleworld, but I could also see it not. Basically is all I'm saying. AJ says, hi Alex, with Doom coming in so suddenly, how do you think they'll manage building him up enough to where it's a satisfying story? Are you fucking kidding me with this question still? Sweet Jesus. Fuck's sake. Holy crap. I am so tired of this question. I'm so tired of the thinking that it's too soon to bring Doom in. You won't have time to build him up. Do we not recall Thanos? How we saw him like 3, maybe 4 times before Infinity War for a grand total of all those times together of like 3 minutes. I might be misremembering how much we actually saw him in Guardians. But either way, we barely saw him at all. He was more just kind of an acknowledged presence than anything else. Then comes Infinity War. And in one scene, we knew everything we needed to know about Thanos. He was big, he was a badass, and he was on a motherfucking mission. We found out he was thoughtful. We found out he was driven to a maniacal point. We found out he was smart. We found out he was powerful, not just because of the Infinity Gauntlet or any Infinity Stones he had in his possession at the time, but just that he was insanely powerful. He kicked the Hulk's ass. Okay? He's carrying Thor around like a rag doll. Choked Loki out like we would choke a bird and snapped his neck. Like, they pretty much told us everything we needed to know about how insanely badass Thanos was in less than 10 minutes. And you really think you really think Marvel can't fucking do the same thing with Doom? Like, see... Oh, these people make Christ, these people. Travis says, we did see Thanos throw part of a moon at Tony. Yes, we did. What if we see Doom take the Infinity Gauntlet from either Thanos or even Steve, using it to pull parts of different worlds to create it? He wouldn't even need it. I mean, unless they completely... I mean, I suppose they could use the Infinity Gauntlet instead of the power of the Beyonders for him to make Battle World, but I don't know how well that would go over, honestly. But I'm so tired of the notion that there's not enough time to bring in Doom. Bullshit! 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 Brooke says, introducing Doom ASAP is the best way to help Marvel get its glory back. Also, the appearances Thanos made before Infinity Wars were some of my favorite parts of the pre-Infinity War MCU films. Especially Thanos and Guardians 1 putting Ronan in his place, essentially making Ronan shit his pants. Oh, yeah, I mean, yeah. Yep. But like I said, that scene is the most we saw Thanos before Infinity War. And then Infinity War, again, one scene, less than 10 minutes. Yeah, Thanos is for fucking real. Like, he's that guy. Travis says, Downey holding down the gauntlet and saying, I am Doom. Could be corny or badass. Probably corny in that case, honestly. But that's just me. Thanos is basically Space Genghis Khan with the power he wields, says Brooke. And by the time Infinity War came, we already knew Thanos was no joke. Yes, and then we had it confirmed by him throwing around Asgardian demigods and the fucking Hulk. Bitched them all out. Okay. I'm done being triggered by that question now. The answer, Alex says. I want to start by saying I'm so glad you asked this. Well, that makes one of us. I was initially concerned about how they would take a character that is barely an established presence in a Fantastic Four movie to become the biggest villain of the arc in less than a year. But if they go for what they want for Doom in this movie, they'd have a fantastic explanation that not only sets him up perfectly for when we see him in Doomsday, but also places him in a position where he can easily become one of the most justifiable antagonists in Marvel Maybe even more so than Thanos. Well, if they do it right, he will be. More so than Thanos. If you really want to know why in Latveria the flowers die in the summer, then you'd already know where to look. I feel like that's something I should look up. One moment, please. I must write this down. Okay. Definitely gonna need to research that shit. Laura Rolfe says, "Hi Alex, hope you're doing well. Do you know if we'll see Tobey Maguire and Nick Cage return as Spider-Man and Ghost Rider respectively for both Doomsday and Secret Wars?" Alex says it's in discussions, but yes, the idea is to have them appear at the very least in Secret Wars, which means probably only Secret Wars. Daredevil asks, who do you think from old Marvel characters could make it out alive from Secret Wars for ex-characters like Horth, Hulk, etc.? Alex says, too early to tell, especially if the plan is to reboot 616 into a universe where all of these characters exist under one roof. That bears further thought. Gautier says, hey Alex, I know this question has been asked a few times before, but I want to try to make an accurate version. Do you really think the multiverse saga will end in 2027 and not in 2028 for the 20th MCU anniversary? Do you really think there will be only 2 Avengers movies and not 3? Their projects are so ambitious. I mean, that's actually a pretty good question. Alex says it's what they're going for. No changes as of yet. Blade and Midnight Suns. All right. Supernatural MCU. I am actually looking forward to see what they do with the Supernatural MCU. Well, I mean, I in general like supernatural shit anyway. But yeah, I'm ready to see some Supernatural MCU kicking. But again, it's something that I firmly believe needs to wait until after Secret Wars. Like, there's no time for any of that shit right now. Like, they're going to need to find a way to, like, run mutant shit and supernatural shit concurrently. One way or another. They're going to have to figure out the fuck. Because those are both aspects of Marvel that they, well, I mean, due to the comic books of the 90s, they didn't have access to a lot of their characters until very recently. So, which is a lot of the reason they're doing this reboot in the first place. So they can get them all under one roof in some organized form. However, because of that, both the mutants and the supernatural part of Marvel need a lot of TLC. So they're going to have to get to both. I would include Cosmic in that, but time runs out, and Secret Wars is very multiversal, which is Cosmic by definition. So we're about to get a fuck ton of Cosmic. So we're going to be all right in the Cosmic department. We need, obviously, a shit ton more mutants, which we will be getting, of course. And definitely needs more Supernatural. So, Vin, hi Alex, is there any chance Blade could come out after Secret Wars? Me personally, oh yeah. I guarantee it ain't coming out before at this point. Alex says there is. Vin says, do you expect Mahershala's Blade to tie into the multiverse storyline in a major way? Alex, no. Alex says, I really don't see how, because I was told that the supernatural side of the MCU would be explored heavily post-Secret Wars. Good. I'd also like to call back to one thing mentioned in Werewolf by Night. Speaking of which, I still haven't watched that shit. I know, but I haven't. The known universe with its heroes and marvels, but what of the darkness? In our modern world, this is where the monsters dwell. The way that Marvel wants to approach this supernatural storyline they're cooking up is using the Werewolf by Night and Moon Knight approach. Stories that are set within the same universe, but there's a boundary that separates them and have them be their own thing. It's not to say that these characters will never pop up as part of a group ensemble storyline in the MCU, but they still want to keep them separate for the time being. Makes sense. Redova, Alex, what the heck is going on with Blade? Everyone wants to know that. Travis says, if our Morbius didn't suck, I would love an interaction between Morbius and Strange. Oh, yeah. Two very different types of doctors who try to treat their own disabilities and do so through ugly means. Yeah. True. Alex says, I know everyone is heavily concerned about Blade. Will it get made? Will it not get made? At the moment of writing this article, the intention is to get Blade made. Not only do they want to get the movie made, but they want to make Blade the face of the upcoming supernatural saga they've got cooking, as they should. But to make him the face, they need to give him a good introduction and do the character justice by giving him a hell of a story to get the audience invested in him and that saga, because if Blade doesn't do well, then the Midnight Sun storyline will suffer as a result. Yeah. So right now it's all about finding the right story to tell for him. Bro. See, that's one thing. That's one of the things I don't understand about the Blade movie is like how has Marvel had such a hard time coming up with a story for Blade? Blade killing a fuck ton of vampires on his way to working up to a boss level vampire. There's your outline. You know, I leave the details up to you, but Blade killing a fuck ton of vampires, working his way up to a boss level vampire. Modern day. Go. Like for reals. I mean, you know, it'd be obviously be up to the creative team to work out the details, but there's your fucking outline. It's a Blade movie. Blade kills vampires. What's the fucking problem here? Anyway. Joshua says, hi, Alex. Any ideas on the current situation on Blade? Do you think it can still make late 2025? Oh, fuck no. Alex says, I know that some people still report that November 2025 date. Some people still being Marvel in their official releases. But I've been told many times that Blade has been undated for a while and will continue to remain undated until the script gets to the right place. So like me in high school. Undated. What are the odds that the Midnight Light Asian alphabet symbols? What are the odds that the Midnight Suns project comes out before Secret Wars? 0. Alex, that's me talking. Alex is very unlikely, but like I said, 0. Marvel Studios is just about to set up their main villain soon, but they're going to take their time with it. It's kind of like how they introduced the multiverse in 2016, but they didn't delve into it until the multiverse saga kicked in. What the hell came out in 2016 and introduced the multiverse? The first Doctor Strange, probably. Here we go. Oh, Defenders. Here's your Defender stuff, too. Brooke. Daredevil, Born Again, Marvel Knights, and the Defenders. Marvel Knights. I gotta check that out. I Do Ideas asks, are we going to see Daredevil blending more into the greater MCU? I hope so. Should we expect him to fight alongside other Marvel heroes in a feature film? Fucking well better. Alex says, definitely. Marvel intends to use Daredevil as a gateway to new stories for street superheroes. Good. In terms of interactions, we can expect, of course, the long-awaited team-up between Spider-Man and Daredevil. Fuck yeah. I've also heard of some ideas down the road for Daredevil to encounter other heroes, particularly Oscar Isaac's Moon Knight and Florence Pugh's Black Widow. However, those are still just ideas down the road for different projects. Well, knowing Matt Murdock, if he interacts with Black Widow, Daredevil gonna smash Black Widow. Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. He was the best part of She-Hulk. Brooke. But yeah, if Daredevil and the Black Widow get together, they smashing. Matt Murdock's got that riz. Daredevil, screen name Daredevil, says, hi, Alex. I hope everything is going well. What can we expect from Bullseye and Punisher moving forward past Season 1 of Born Again? Alex says, for them to show up in Season 2 of Daredevil Born Again. Fuck yeah. But as I understand it, Punisher's role will be explored more in the second season than the first because the show feels more like a setup for his story to continue in the next season from what was described to me. Well, fuck that. I want all the Frank Castle. I know it's Daredevil, but I still want all the Frank Castle too. Daredevil again asks, how would you describe Matt's mental state throughout the course of Born Again? Alex says, in my opinion, he'll be pushed to the brink further than he had been in the Netflix show because of the threat of Muse coming to New York, Fisk as mayor, vigilantes being outlawed, and Matt being attacked from every direction of his life because of these storylines. The show gets dark at some points that go a bit further than they have before. Now, when you say they, are you talking about Disney, Mr. Alex, or Netflix? Because Netflix got pretty fucking dark, bruh. I'm not complaining. I love it. Netflix Daredevil is fucking peak, in my opinion. But I'm interested in who exactly the they is. Barator28. Hey, Alex. Is there anything you can tease or say about the role Bullseye will play in Daredevil Born Again? Alex says he's going to make Matt very, very angry. I wonder what that means. Jestro Gogo says, hey, Alex, thanks for doing a Q&A. I mean, true, I'm always grateful for these. When will we officially get a Born Again trailer? Maybe in the next month or two? Hell no. Alex says, nah, it's too early. In the coming months, the promotion resources will mainly go towards Agatha. Well, I mean, Agatha comes out in like a week. So, but it's still too early. Costa, do you think the inevitable street-level war will include all characters from Clayt and Clint to Echo and Punisher along with Spidey, or do you think it'll primarily be between Kingpin, Spidey, and Daredevil? Alex says, back to basics street-level stories will be something we'll be able to appreciate in the coming years for Marvel. Good. Hawkeye, Ms. Marvel, Echo, and Daredevil Born Again were just the beginning of a much bigger story arc that will be further explored once Secret Wars is out of the way. Makes sense. Long as Disney Daredevil doesn't feature Wilson Fisk and his son engaging in a farting contest at the dinner table before Vanessa lets out the biggest fart of all. I mean, Travis, that sounds more like something Gunn would do. Honestly. What's up, T.O.? What do I think about F4 First Steps? I'm fucking looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it more and more. I think it's going to be pretty fucking good. Jace says, hey, Alex. I hope you're having a good start to the month. With what we know of Daredevil Born Again so far, are there any plans of doing Marvel Knights? Alex says, it's a tad too early to discuss Marvel Knights, but I know they're working on a group ensemble for the street storylines. Sort of like Defenders, but something else. Interesting. Interesting. Can we see Mike Coulter, Finn Jones, and Christian Ritter reform their roles as Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and Jessica Jones in the MCU again? If so, where? Alex says, I will comment on what I heard through the grapevine. Yes, Marvel Studios want all three to come back. I want Christian and Mike back. However, their roles will vary depending on the character, with the most significant change being applied to Danny Rand. Yeah. What I'm thinking is we're probably going... If they bring in Finn Jones as Iron Fist, what will probably happen is they'll bring him back long enough for him to pass the mantle to Colleen Wing. That's what I think is going to happen. That's just me. It's also kind of what I hope happens because I can't stand Finn Jones, Danny Rand. But I think we're going to end up with Colleen Wing Iron Fist by the time this shit's all said and done. Luke Cage is rumored to appear in Daredevil Born Again? I hope so. I like Mike Coulter's Luke Cage. I would love to see him back. Okay, that's it for that one. Doctor Strange and Clea. Fuck yeah. Take It In says, Well, that's basic. Any news about the Doctor? Yeah. Alex says, I'm hearing very exciting things regarding Doctor Strange's story leading into Secret Wars. I wrote in an article a while back about Doctor Strange versus Kang in the Multiverse Saga, where I talked about Stephen Strange's role and how essentially he's been portrayed in most of his alternate iterations as the biggest threat to the multiverse, given how Strange has been the one who's been ultimately causing incursions throughout various universes. Yes. That storyline is still being explored here, but now, instead of having Kang, you have RDJ's Doctor Doom opposite Benedict Cumberbatch's Doctor Strange. Oh, yeah. Just think about the weight of this moment. Dr. Stephen Strange, a character we have seen be a force for good time and time again, being forced to face the reality that he's being dubbed the greatest threat in the multiverse, with the evidence to prove it because nearly every other version of himself has allowed their ego to make bad decisions, costing their reality. Opposite him, you have Doctor Doom, one of Marvel's most iconic villains, an ambitious, egotistical antagonist who is trying to find the secrets of the multiverse and the reason behind its decay to prevent the death of the multiverse from happening. Plus, we have the potential of RDJ and Benedict sharing a scene together. Since the last time they were together, Strange told Tony Stark the only way to save his universe was to sacrifice himself. How do you think Strange would react to seeing the face of his former friend again? Even though it's not even a variant of Tony Stark, he has just his not even a variant of Tony Stark, he just have his face. It's going to be a variant of fucking Alex. Think, man. It's totally going to be a variant of Tony Stark. Anyway, would he feel guilt? Would there be remorse? Could Strange be easily manipulated by Doom into doing his bidding? Oh, most definitely. After all, they are both instrumental in the Time Runs Out and Secret Wars storylines in the comics. Yeah. And you already hinted that they're going to have that universes shattering thing. So, like, unless people aren't paying attention, you kind of already told us, bruh. Oh, sorry about that, guys. High Five 326. When is Doctor Strange dying and being fully replaced by Wong? He still hasn't become Sorcerer. Alex says he still hasn't become Sorcerer Supreme in his universe, so I don't think he will die until that happens. High Five also asks if Doctor Strange 3 isn't coming till after Secret Wars, how do you expect the Strange Clea storyline will be handled after the mid-credit scene in Multiverse of Madness? Alex says, I've heard through the grapevine that Doctor Strange 3 may be one of the upcoming films that were released before Secret Wars, possibly even Doomsday, but most likely Secret Wars. So that's that November slot. All of the ideas they want to incorporate for a story really can't be condensed into a 20-minute story plot like they did with Thor in Infinity War. They have many points to cover, including Strange discovering the role he plays in the Multiverse Saga, how he reacts to it, how he and Clea develop a companionship, and ultimately how he overcomes what he is destined to be in order to become what he was always meant to be, the best of us. The one who breaks away from the predestined path set for him and becomes the hero that ultimately saves the multiverse. Protato. Hi, Alex. Hope you're doing well. Anchor being Doctor Strange or Spider-Man, or both, a la Deadpool Wolverine. Alex says, as far as anchor beings go, I believe Spider-Man is this universe's anchor being. But I was also told that Strange's disappearance from his universe caused instability to the fabric of reality in 616, which makes me think he may also very well be the anchor being of 616. Yeah, I've heard speculation on both names. Travis says, I can see Danny Rand buying Stark Tower, making it Rand Enterprises. I mean, maybe after the reboot, but right now someone else already bought it. They just haven't told us who yet. Travis also says, in one world, Clea is in love with Loki. I'd be curious to see something like that play out. Clea falls in love with a guy who once tried to stab Strange, but is now holding all timelines together. Would be interesting. Tio says, Deadpool shares the same universe with the Beast from Marvel's post-credit. Correct. Earth 10001, which is pretty awesome. What do you think, man, we will see an X-Men team in Doomsday and Secret Wars? Yes. Yes. We will definitely be getting We're going to get more of the Fox X-Men back. The ones we know of that exist in that universe, just for sure, because we've seen and or heard them mentioned, are Beast. God damn it, what's her name? Binary. And they mentioned Professor X. So we know there's at least those three in that universe. I imagine there's more. Obviously, we know Logan was the Wolverine from that universe, and he was the anchor being, but now we got the new one and Deadpool there. So we're going to see him because the last two universes in the Time Runs Out run were 616 and Ultimates, which kind of sort of resulted in an Avengers versus X-Men scenario, kind of sort of. So I can totally see the X-Men and, you know, whoever else they decide to stick in there. You know, just as counterparts from between one universe and the other. But yeah, I think we're going to see a direct battle between those two universes as the result of an incursion. And we're going to get Fox versions of X-Men from that. Yeah. Travis says, maybe it's just because he's bald, but Bryan Cranston could make a great Professor X. Oh, no, he would make a really good Professor X. I would like to see Cranston, among others. Costa, hi, Alex, I love you. Alex, love you too, Costa. Oh, that's nice of you, Costa. An actual question. On a scale of 1 to 10, how big of a role will Clea have in the Avengers films? Alex says, I don't like numbers. They're so arbitrary because it's a matter of opinion. I like comparing them to character roles in other films or sagas. Clea's overall role in the saga for now is ensuring Strange discovers his role in the multiverse. Okay, so she'll kind of be like Black Swan then. All right, cool. Excuse me. There have been multiple rumors about her specific role, however, ranging from being one of the black priests that recruit Strange into the Order. Okay, maybe I did that one. To another old rumor from a very old source that Clea may be one of the Black Swans assisting Doom. Okay, but at this point in time, it's still too early for me to address. I feel like the Black Swan makes more sense, but I might be misremembering the comic. Guardians of the Galaxy and Star-Lord. I do ideas. Hey, Alex and Lizzie, so glad for the opportunity. Jesus Christ. Marvel promised that the legendary Star-Lord will return. Do you know when should we expect his return to be? Especially given that he is no longer part of the new Guardians of the Galaxy team. Well, he's chilling on Earth where shit's about to pop off. So, before we get that, too, it says, I just hope Storm isn't replaced with Binary. But I just want to see how this all plays out. Yeah, I hope not. I don't know why they would. Like their power sets aren't even really that related. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I hope not. I agree. Alex says, I have no clue yet, but I spoke about an idea they had with this character a while back in a previous Q&A, which is highlighted. You might want to check that out. Well, we know he's on Earth with his grandpa. Obviously, we know some shit's going to go down come Doomsday and Secret Wars, so whether he wants to or not, even if he's just trying to live the simple life of Grandpa, he ain't going to have any choice. He's going to have to get into some shit just because it's going to land in his lap. Hawkeye Season 2, Liam Kate Bishop fan says, hi, Alex, hope you're well. Do you know anything about if Hawkeye Season 2 has been greenlit or in development? Alex says, I've heard that Hawkeye Season 2 is in development with several ideas, primarily one that would put Haley Steinfeld's Kate Bishop in a more prominent role than she was in the first season. But again, being in development and moving forward are two very different things. Rella says, Savage Hulk returned at any point before Doomsday Cat 4 post-credit? No. Man, that's fucking bullshit. I'm getting tired of having no Savage Hulk around, goddammit. Matt Apple says, hello, Alex. Hope you're doing fine. Are we going to see Red Hulk in the MCU again after Captain America Brave New World? Alex says, so this is a massive spoiler for Captain America Brave New World. I can say it'll be addressed at the end of the film, like post-credit scene territory. Okay. Man Apple says, from what you have heard, we could expect Banner to make an appearance soon before Avengers Doomsday, and perhaps even turn to Savage Hulk if possible. In which projects or year if you prefer? Doubtful. God damn it. The one below all. Are you confident about the future of Hulk and why? Alex says, I'm certain Marvel Studios is eager to get to work on the Hulk, so have faith. All right. That's the end of that. Womp. I said womp. There we go. Trev says, the characters on Earth will need to go to the one person on Earth who's killed a Celestial to take on Arishem. Then they cut to Peter Quill putting 2 frosting packets on 1 toaster strudel. Yeah. Also, me too. I love fucking frosting. Period. Tio says, if Marvel is smart, they will give Banner Hulk from 03 film the Maestro Hulk role. What up, Lou? I don't know that they're gonna go so far as to bring in Maestro Hulk. At least before Secret Wars. At this point. Like if they were gonna do shit, what's the storyline with Maestro in it? I don't know, but I don't say we're gonna. We're not gonna see Maestro. Maybe we'll see a Maestro in Secret Wars. Maybe. But I personally wouldn't bet on it. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to get an AVX film at this point anymore, Brooke. There's just not enough time. I think they're going to have to roll that scenario into like a Battle World thing. That's kind of how they're. I don't think that's going to be a standalone movie anymore. I thought it was going to be, but there's just not enough time. Not enough time. They are up against it. Which, if you choose to make it so, is a legitimate cause for concern. I mean, they're they're up against it right now, man. They are fucking up against it. They got to get all this shit done in 2.5 years. All of it. It's a crazy. So there's cool shit in there, though. I'm not happy about the Hulk thing. Thanks, Travis. Appreciate you. Have a good night, man. Thanks for stopping in. If you didn't hit all the buttons on any buttons you didn't hit on your way in, hit on your way out, or that you haven't already hit before. You know what I'm saying? Fucking do it. Anyway, what y'all think? I'm very interested to see what's going to be in part 2. Excuse me. Hopefully there's some questions in part 2 that get him to expand on some of the stuff that we saw in part 1. Tio says, would be cool, though. To be honest, there's also rumors of an Alpha Flight D+ that will take place in Earth 10005. I'm going to say that those rumors are probably not going to amount to much. Again, any projects we're going to see that aren't already basically done, that won't have anything directly to do with getting us to Secret Wars, probably aren't going to happen. An Alpha Flight show is a good example of that. Now, will they do an Alpha Flight show like for 616 Alpha Flight after the reboot? That's possible. Matter of fact, it might even be probable because from what I understand, the latest rumor / report / speculation for the post-reboot official MCU 616 X-Men team is not going to is going to be like the original X-Men team from the comics, i.e. Wolverine will not be on it. So he could be introduced as part of Alpha Flight. Matter of fact, that's like likely. Oh man, going to hit the club. Have fun, man. I don't know your relationship status, but you know, If you're single and looking to mingle, happy mingling. Make her call you chillin', or whoever. Make them call you chillin'. But, have fun, be safe. That's the key. Just be safe, man. Just remember, Uber and Lyft exist. Get your ass home safe. Other than that, fucking get fucked up. Just get home safe. Yeah. All right, Chad, any thoughts on that Discord-y thing? Because that's all I got for the night. I just wanted to go over the demonetization thing and this Q&A because I knew there was going to be a lot in the Q&A, and we spent quite a fucking bit of time on it. So, what else you got, chat? Because that's all I got, which means I'm going to go bye-bye if you guys don't have anything else. Refresh. Ooh, I did get a sub. Thank you, whoever subbed. Always, man, good. James Gunn, be gone. Well, actually, I hope selfishly, I hope he does a really good job with Superman because it's been since Man of Steel since we've gotten a good Superman. And I'm ready for another good Superman. Brooks says, really excited about the Doctor Strange stuff, especially with Clea being involved. The Doctor Strange 2 post-credit scene was pretty dope. I mean, it was cool. I feel like whatever story they were going to tell with that has probably gone through a fair amount of changes between then and now. But I also feel like whatever changes they're going to make will probably fit. So I'm not overly worried about it. And it all I really care about is them just like doing a good job from here on out. That's it. Just get us out of this multiverse saga that you mishandled for 2/3 of, or that you mishandled 2/3 of, and fucking just end strong and get it done. Get me to my mutants. That's basically what that boils down to. Get me to my mutants. Yeah. All right. Any other thoughts, concerns, questions, comments, blah, blah, blah? Hoping Doctor Strange's pretty long in terms of like runtime. Oh, yeah. Give me 2.5 hours of that motherfucker. I think both Doctor Strange and Doomsday could lead into Secret Wars. Oh, they will. Doomsday from Doom's point of view and Doctor Strange 3 from Strange's point of view on events leading to Secret Wars. Yeah. I mean, they're going to end up linking up at some point. They could do what you're suggesting and have Strange's point of view in Strange 3 and then have them link up in a post-credit scene of Strange 3 leading into Doomsday. That would work. Where did I put my top there? Brooks says, I just think it's better for us to get as much info and content as possible. We fans deserve as much with the future films. Yes. Well, as much info and content as possible while still delivering quality. Which was the problem with Phases 4 and 5. They were just like, here, have stuff. And they didn't bother to be like, have stuff that's good. It was just have stuff. So, while I do wish they had more time to give us more good stuff specifically, right now I'm on board with just streamlining, like literally just not even worrying about anything that isn't directly related to the road with Secret Wars and just get it done. Did some reading on Clea. She has a cool backstory. Plus, Charlize Theron is a pretty good actress. Yes, she is a very good actress. And also very easy on the eyeballs. Beautiful woman. Beautiful woman. Yeah. All right. Time to go. Time to go. Thank you all for being here and hanging out once again in the basement, getting nerdy with me. I appreciate you so much that you are willing to hang out with me for any length of time, much less, again, almost 3 hours. Yeah. So much love, much gratitude. Please, if you, whether you're here live or on the replay, please hit the thumbs up on the way out if you did not on the way in. And if you have not yet done so, please hit that subscribe button and the bell so you know anytime we are here hanging out and chilling and having a good time like we do up here. Or, well, actually, I should say down in here in the basement. We have a pretty dope, awesome community. We all get along. We're chill. We just like to talk our nerdy shit and have a good time. So if that's what you want to do, subscribe. Join us. It's awesome here. With all that being said, though, again, thank you so much. I will never, ever be able to properly express how much I appreciate you guys taking time out of your lives to spend with me. Like, for reals. It's fucking awesome of you guys. You guys are the best. So with all that being said, we will see you, barring acts of God or human fuckery, we will see you for the midweek stream Wednesday night. All right? So between now and then, have a good rest of your weekend, good beginning to your week. Be safe, and we will see you then. Peace. Come on, god fucking mouse. Peace. Oh, yeah, baby. That was another fun one. At least I think so. I hope y'all thought so. Lots of fun little updates to talk about and speculate on. I got to check on a couple of things. See if I can figure some shit out. So we can talk about it on Wednesday. But yeah, good times again. Hanging out in the basement again. Love it. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Hope to see all of you back on Wednesday. And bring friends. Share the joy that is hanging out in the basement with friends, with family, with coworkers. And I don't mean just by telling to them, like literally share my videos. I'm trying to get to 500 subs. I'm trying to get mini monetized. That's my next goal. And I want 300 by the end of the year. We are at 217. Or at least 300 by the end of the year. But my main goal is to get mini monetization, which requires 500 subs and 3,000 watch hours in a 365-day period. I have 217 subs, and at my last count, I had like 2,100, almost 2,200 watch hours. So, help a guy out. Share videos, share clips. Be like, hey, just check this dude out. He's actually oddly cool, believe it or not. Half the time, I don't even believe it. So, thank you guys for, letting me know I'm not a complete lame-o. All right, guys. Thank you for being here. Thanks for hanging out. And always remember, wherever you're at, whoever you happen to be with, always keep it nerdy. Peace.